Hi, it's Kim and I'm finally back with another pick a card reading. It's been a few weeks, but I'm back and I've just been really busy with the personal readings and my other work. But I'm so happy to finally make another video for you guys. This is just going to be your heart chakra tune in, kind of the messages that you need to know in order to understand your heart chakra more. Messages that relate to the heart chakra, anything basically along those lines. And today we have 3 stacks that you can pick from, but instead of the stacks, I'm gonna have you pick a stone. This first stack is gonna be for the amethyst stone. It has a shape to it. This was like a chakra set that I got, but I forget what this shape is called. And this amethyst stone corresponds to the third eye. But if you can tell, hopefully this camera focuses. It has that sort of shape to it. I'm not exactly sure what it's specifically called. But yeah, very beautiful stone. That's for the first stack. And then the second stack is gonna be for the heart chakra. It's also got this unique shape to it. Although I do forget again what this shape is called. I might look it up as well and timestamp it below in the description box. So this is the second stack for the heart chakra. The third stack is for the solar plexus chakra, and it's this pyramid triangle type shape. And it corresponds to the sacral chakra, which is below your navel. I love this. It's very pointy, so kids should probably be careful when they're playing with this type of stone. My niece actually got hurt from one of these stones, so yeah. But it's still very beautiful. I love it. I love that it's sharp at the edges like that. So yeah, go ahead and pick your stone. First for the amethyst, second for the heart chakra, and third for the solar plexus stone. The messages I don't know if are going to be, aligned with the specific chakras and the specific stones, but it might be. The messages might go along those lines. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the cards and basically pick a couple of cards for each stack. I shuffled these cards already, but I want to shuffle them some more. And while I'm shuffling, I want to thank everybody for purchasing a personal reading. I really love to do those for you guys, and knowing that I gave you some very important insight on it really makes me happy. And the fact that the messages resonate with you and help you. Thank you so much for your feedback, your kind feedback on the personal readings. For those who are interested in getting a personal reading from me, that information is going to be in the description box below. If you're interested, I do 2 types of readings. One of them is just going to be in the email, no video, and the prices for that is a little bit less, and you get your reading within 1 day for that one. But if you want a video reading where I kind of go through with you, like the cards that I'm getting, the images that are coming up, things like that, like I go through with the images and the cards with you real time, those are going to be a little bit more expensive, and the return time for that is 2 to 4 days, sometimes 2 to 5, depending, how many people book readings with me in that particular week. But yeah. If you're interested, the information for that is below. You do need a PayPal in order to purchase a reading from me, but making a PayPal account is fast, easy, and cheap. It's also free, actually. I don't know why I said free. Cheap. It's actually free. So yeah. So for this reading, this is just gonna be, anything along the lines of the heart. So romance is where I'm aiming at. I don't know, I just feel guided to do a romance reading, which is why you have the lovers as well. as a significator to help us out with the reading as well. So I'm aiming to help you understand your true love's path, you know, finding that equal partner with you, the one that's really for you, the one that will be aligned with your highest purpose and your higher self. But in the same way, it doesn't have to be a twin flame necessarily. It could just be messages about your soulmate. Anything along those lines that will help you have that divine counterpart, equal type of relationship. So I'm going to get a couple cards. I'm just going to shuffle. I might edit this video and cut it out. Cut the shuffling part out. And 2 cards fell out for that one, so I'll take it. 3 for that heart chakra stone. And don't even change what you picked, actually. Just because you see that there's more cards in that chakra one, I mean the heart chakra one, don't just change your answer. Stick with that first initial gut instinct that you had. I'm not going to be reading reversals today, also, just to let you guys know, but I will cover, like, the different sides of the cards. Or the different aspects, rather, if I'm guided to. So it really depends on the chemistry and the connections of the cards that we have. If you don't want to watch me shuffling, well, you can't even really watch me. Let me see if I can put my hand here so you're not just paying attention to cards, but I don't know, maybe you like that. One card fell. So I guess while I'm shuffling, I want to talk a little bit about the chakras, the 3 stones that are in this video and this pick a card reading. The first stack is the amethyst, and that's, like I said, for the 3rd eye. And the 3rd eye has to do with your intuition, your clairvoyance, your mind's eye. You know, you can access a bunch of psychic powers or psychic abilities through your 3rd eye. So things that you're seeing in your mind, they're not there for no reason. So if you're walking around and you just see a flashback or something in your mind, that's basically your mind's eye trying to give you a hint or a clue as to something, if that makes sense. So it's all about being aware. The 3rd eye, when it's open, you see life differently. When it's open, you're able to see things clearly, but you're also able to relate things to each other. You're able to connect situations easier. Things that seem ordinary start to seem more spiritual to you. Anything along those lines. For the heart chakra, that's really about unconditional love, compassion, healing. I feel like a lot of people's heart chakras are closed off, including mine. And I know that because I feel tension in my heart chakra sometimes. Like, I'll feel my body tensing up in that area, kind of like scrunching up. Scrunching up is what I mean by that. SCRUNCHING, if you know what I mean. It's like that kind of contraction in that area because I'm trying to protect my heart because of past pain and, you know, basically disappointment with people, being hurt by others whom I trusted. Things along those lines will block your heart chakra. Being rejected, feeling rejected from society will block your heart chakra, which is why I feel like it's such an important chakra to work on. It's one that I'm actually working on right now. But I was really focused on my higher chakras, like my crown and my third eye especially. But I'm learning that one of my biggest issues is a blockage in the throat chakra. And I think that kind of like is blocking my heart chakra as well. Because that constriction, all my energy or most of my energy is concentrated in the higher chakras, higher chakras, especially in the third eye chakra. So when that energy is concentrated, too concentrated rather, you get a lot of blockages, or not blockages, you get a lot of headaches. Overthinking can kind of happen, or a lot of overthinking. Things like that. And so my throat chakra actually feels very blocked. And I can sense that through a constriction in like my actual physical body, if that makes sense. And that's sort of blocking, that blockage in the throat chakra is blocking that energy getting to the heart, so that kind of blocks my heart chakra, or hinders it from its full expression. And then the third chakra, the solar plexus, which is this one, that's about your willpower, your action, basically where your power source is, where your life force resides. So if that's blocked, and if it's underbalanced, sorry about the plane, but if that's underbalanced, you can feel depressed, you know, unmotivated, lacking in motivation, things like that, low energy, anything along those lines. So that's like a quick lesson on those, quick little lesson on the chakras. Anyways, we're ready. I'm gonna go ahead and get started because we're already 12 minutes in and I don't even know how many people listen to that. So yeah, let's see. For those who picked stack 1, what are your messages about your love journey, your true love journey, finding your divine counterpart? Ooh, that's always a good card. 2 of Cups. But then you have the 10 of Wands. So there's some kind of burden. I don't know, if you're in a relationship, there's a burden in the relationship. Maybe finances, or it could just be expectations of the other person. One of you or both of you is feeling burdened by the other person's expectations. I mean, there's some real love there, but there's also this blockage occurring. For those who are single, what I'm getting from that is some kind of responsibility, some kind of stressor is blocking your love kind of connection with this card. This is a beautiful card. These two people are exchanging feelings, cups, whatever these cups represent. They're exchanging that, and there's an equality there going on because you have the symbol here in the middle with the intertwining snakes. So there's, of course, a sense of spirituality here, divinity, a divine spiritual connection with this card. But next to this 10 of Wands here, I'm almost sensing like a struggle to get there. So maybe those who pick stack 1 with the amethyst, they're trying a little bit too hard. And they're really feeling a lot of heaviness in terms of achieving this for those who are single. But I'll go into that further. I just want to see the rest of the cards. Manifest, throat chakra, yeah. So I'm getting that these two are connected here with the 10 of Wands and the throat chakra. So somebody is not expressing their true self. And in expressing your true self, you're able to manifest this type of love here with the Lovers as the overall energy kind of. So there's really an emphasis on expressing your truth, being honest, talking about your feelings, not being able to to express your truth regardless of what anybody thinks. Because with the manifest card, that tells me that there's a blockage in your manifestation. So for those who pick stack 1, there's a desire to manifest this type of connection, but not enough expression is going on. So if you're dating around, or if you're dating somebody but you're kind of like not mentioning certain things to them for fear that they'd leave you, now is kind of the time to do that. Or rather, this is a reminder to tell you that that's what you need to do. Be honest with yourself. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid like you're gonna lose this person or this connection, or you're never gonna find somebody, because the cards are basically telling me that you have the potential and you have the capability of finding that person for you. It's just that there's almost like an energy of wanting it so bad but also fearing it, if that makes sense. So in order to manifest that, there's really gotta be real honest expression, you know. Basically, express yourself, express your truth, and stand by it without fear. Spread your wings, which is a 2 of Wands. So you have 2 here. Yeah, so in order for you to manifest this, as you know, the numbers are the same, right? You have to spread your wings, and it's basically under the throat chakra. So that tells me a part of spreading your wings is expressing yourself. So if you're somebody that don't really like to talk about what you feel, what you truly feel, this is a reminder and a sort of message for you to do that. Express what's in your heart. Leap of faith, take a risk and put your heart's desire into action. Exactly. So I'm getting, for those who pick stack 1, there's a fear of demanding from the universe what you actually want. And that's why you have manifest here, which is the Magician. So in order to manifest and in order to embody that magician type of energy, you have to take a risk, express yourself, and know that the universe has your back. So, you know, have courage in asking for what you want. Quiet time. So I'm getting meditation. There was a really like clear message of meditation for those people who pick stack 1, and also visualization. You know, it says here, take some quiet time alone to rest, meditate, and contemplate. Visualize what you want, and in that quiet time also feel yourself relax. Release any worries that you have in regards to manifesting this. I'm sensing that some of you are afraid with this manifesting. Some of you are afraid whether or not you're gonna have this connection, because maybe it's been a while for you. It took a while. Or you've been single for quite a while and you've always had trouble with relationships, or you feel like you're older and you feel like you should be settled down and married by now like everybody else. But the thing is, you're not expressing yourself truly. You're not taking a leap of faith, and you're not spreading your wings, because there's this energy of fear for those who pick stack 1. I mean, not everybody, as this is a general reading. I'm sensing this for a very specific group of people. Especially like a very specific person, if that makes sense. So if you're listening and this is resonating with you, this is for you. You need to not be afraid of expressing yourself and expressing your truth and following your heart's desire and expressing what's in your heart's desire. And in speaking those words in a very harmonious, powerful, confident, positive way, you're able to manifest what you want, which is this. So don't be afraid to demand something from a partner. Don't be afraid to talk about your true desires and your true needs to somebody that you're dating or a potential person for you, if that makes sense. Because if they really are for you, they'll accept your truth. You know, they won't run away because of some dating rule that says, you know, try not to talk about certain things. And if you've only been dating this person in blank amount of days, you know, there's so many rules out there in terms of dating. And that's why people are afraid, because they don't know the rules. They feel that they don't know the rules, whether they're following it correctly. This, you know, maybe not following the rules will basically ensure like they're gonna be single for the rest of their lives, if that makes sense. But you know, this is basically telling you, like, these cards, like, don't be afraid, don't feel that burden of conforming to somebody else's expectations of you, of society's expectations of you. Really calm yourself with these two cards, ground yourself, and you will surely manifest that, because you have inner wisdom. You know what to do. Trust your inner wisdom and take appropriate action without delay. I'm not even going to delve into that, you know. Rather, I'm not going to delve into it too much. I mean, this is a very powerful card. I barely get this card, so it's really awesome that I'm getting it right now for those who picked stack 1. Because that tells me, you know, this is a reminder for you to just listen to that voice, listen to your heart. You know your journey, you know the next step to take. And your last card is Divine Passion. Be honest with yourself. What is your heart's true desire? It's so interesting because you have heart's desire, heart's true desire, and heart's true desire here. So it's mirroring each other. 2, 2, 2. You know what I mean? Exactly. You have been restricting yourself, repressing yourself, suppressing yourself, making yourself small for whatever reason. Fear of society, fear of what other people are thinking, fear of what your parents will think, fear of what your child will think, anything along those lines. You're suppressing your heart's true desire and your divine passion for the other people, but in that way it's blocking you from what you really want. And this is a beautiful card to get, because these two of Cups and the Lovers here, they're to me, they're very much so paired. I feel like they're very similar energies. The Lovers is a little bit more powerful, more grounded, more stable. This is more of a calmer, more I don't know, it's just a very feminine, calm, flowing energy. And the Lovers is sort of like a balance of masculine and feminine, but in that balance there's like a sense of security, if that makes sense. So you need both in order to have a good true, genuine partnership. So it's amazing that I see this card for those who pick stack 1. And for those who are taken, for those who are in a relationship, maybe you haven't been expressing your truest self to your partner, and this is weighing you down. You need some alone time, not necessarily to separate, to break up, but just to contemplate what to do next, whether this person is right for you, and you know what to do in this relationship. Follow your divine passion and take that leap of faith. You know what that next step is. You know where you intend to go. You know where your goal is. So spread your wings and go for it. Express yourself and you shall manifest all that you want and all that you need. Okay, so it's just going to take some work, but you're well on your way. This is a message for those who pick stack 1. A message kind of like to remind you what you need to do in order to get to this. This is for me like the clearest energy in all of them. It's almost like the energy is saying, pay special attention to this. This is the center of the reading, and work everything else around it. Yeah, I mean, there's so many ways to read this and so many things I could add, but there's a time constraint here. So if, again, you're interested in a more personal reading, tailored specifically to you, the information for that is in the description box below. I hope that you got some insightful messages from for those who picked stack 1. And thank you for watching. For those who picked stack 2, the heart chakra. This is the one where like a whole bunch of cards fell, so it's gonna be a longer reading. Okay, we have Strength, Lovers, again, somebody is feeling, somebody who hasn't manifested that person for them yet, somebody who's likely single, is feeling like they want to give up. You know, when will I finally meet this person? When will I be happy? And that's not really the right energy for you to embody. But let's see what else the cards have to say. And the messages. The cards have to work with that sort of initial impression of these two cards, because sometimes it changes and sometimes other people's energies come through. So we'll see how it goes. The Hermit. Okay, so that tells me that somebody who picked stack 2 is a sort of loner, likes to spend their alone time, don't really have a lot of friends or people that they want to hang out with for whatever reason. Maybe because people that they know don't really have the same interests as them or the same passions as them. So they're looking, or so you are rather, you're looking for a connection with the Lovers here that has those things for you, that fulfills those things for you, which is your passions. So it could be that your passion is spirituality, and you're at a point where you feel vulnerable and kind of weak because you haven't come across them yet, is what I'm getting. But that's just a very specific person that I felt I had to give that message to, just to kind of say like, hey, I hear you, you're here, I feel you. Moving on, 5, Teach, which is the Hierophant. 16, Rebuild, which is the Tower. Then we have Cycles and Rhythms, Don't Back Down, and Endings and Beginnings. Okay, so I'm getting here that somebody is broken up with somebody recently, or I don't know, within 6 months rather. And they're feeling very down about it, and that's why they have the Hierophant here. I mean the Strength card. They're feeling down about it, that's why you have the Endings and Beginnings. And the Moving On with the Hermit and the Strength and the Rebuild. So like for those who pick stack 2, there's like a heartbreak happening here for whatever reason. Something occurred where it was shattering, heart-shattering. You didn't know what to do. You felt like everything was pulled out under you. And that's why you have endings and beginnings. So you're kind of like, you're feeling alone. You're feeling like you have to go through things alone, and that's why you're mustering up the strength to do that, to go on this journey alone with this person. But this is still very important to you because you have Lovers and Lovers here, so that came up for you, and this is obviously a part of your path. But you're experiencing a breakup, or rather, you have Cycles and Rhythms here, so you're experiencing the trough, the valleys of the relationship. And you're kind of between two options, moving on or not backing down. But with this card here, I'm sensing that this is a very spiritual connection because you have the Lovers as a significator as well. So there's an emphasis on the Lovers. Rebuild. In the traditional tarot, the Tower is like a sudden change, unexpected change, and it like destroys everything. But here, it's rebuild. This woman has wings and there's still that lightning there, but if you can see, it's building her up. The lightning, you're not entirely sure if it's like tearing her up or rebuilding her, but clearly it's rebuilding because we have rebuilding here. So instead of tearing her up, or rather the lightning tore her up like in the original tarot, but she's rebuilding herself. As you can see, she's gaining power from her own energy. She has her hands on her heart, so she's rebuilding herself. She's healing. And that definitely corresponds with the Strength card, I think. So you're moving on from this heartbreak. You're trying to heal. And you're coming into this sort of very spiritual, knowledgeable place. Because you went through this drama, you went through this pain, now you're at a point, or rather you're going to be reaching a point of spiritual healing, spiritual strength, groundedness. Basically, you're understanding your true path. But this is still weighing heavy on your mind. This is basically saying the old must be released so that the new can enter. So some people, for those who pick stack 2, some people have to move on from this person because this is not their divine counterpart. But in letting go with the moving on and endings and beginnings, stand up what you believe is right. So listen to your intuition. Is this person really for you? Okay, it's going to be hard to kind of know the answer right away, but you know it. Ultimately, you can find that answer. And then cycles and rhythm. Honor the cycles of your body, energy levels, and emotions. This is telling you that basically this is karma. This is the karmic cycle. The situation that is represented by the tower here. And moving on, this situation is part of your journey. You're just experiencing the roller coasters of it, the ups and downs, the endings and beginnings, these cycles and rhythms. But you know what's right with don't back down, because I'm getting really 2 messages for those who pick stack 2, like one side or one group. This is something that you have to let go. You have to let go of the pain. You have to go through the forgiveness. But with don't back down, that tells me like let it go, but rebuild and heal yourself and have strength. But don't back down if this is something that you believe. So if this person is someone that you really feel is your twin flame or something, or your soulmate, and you're feeling like, whoa, the signs are there, how could I ignore it? Then don't back down, because you know yourself. With the Hermit here, this is basically inner wisdom and, you know, having knowledge of self and following your heart and, you know, seeking within to find the answers. And this tells me you know the answers. Don't back down from what you perceive or know to be true. And that's really up to you, because like I said, there's 2 groups. The other group, this person is not for you. In order to manifest this sort of divine counterpart, you have to move on and understand that this is just an ending for you. That was sort of devastating, but this is just a cycle and rhythms of your life. You're going through the ups and downs, like I said, and this ending had to happen in order for that door to open and for that new beginning to occur. And that new beginning will lead you to this. Okay, just don't back down. Be strong. For those who pick stack 2, I hope that you got interesting or rather insightful messages. I'm trying to really express the feeling, but especially because it's a general reading, there's like a whole bunch of ways to read that. I hope I kind of got to the gist of it. So please do adapt to your situation. Okay, interesting. For those who pick stack 3, the solar plexus. Kind of similar to those who pick stack 2, because we have the tower here as well. But we have the world. So that tells me also an ending has occurred, but a new beginning is starting. There's a completion happening. And this completion may take the form of the tower. So some kind of intense, significant, unexpected event may put in motion for you this world energy, if that makes sense. Ah, interesting. Giving and receiving. Base chakra. Easy does it. Expect a miracle. And Mother Earth. You have World, Mother Earth, which is you are called upon to help with environmentalism. So somebody who picks the solar plexus chakra, which is associated with career, that's interesting that you have that with the base chakra as well, because these two chakras are right next to each other. And you have Mother Earth. So if somebody who picks stack 3 had a question about their career, or their career is something that is really important to them, in addition to love, but they've chosen to watch this video, and therefore I must divulge that your true purpose is serving Mother Earth and protecting Mother Earth. So your true purpose, if you're searching for your career, somebody who picks stack 3, it has to do with environmentalism. And if this is you and your ear perks up upon hearing this message, please let me know. I'd love to hear about it. Because that particular energy is coming through very strongly. So anyways, for those other people who might not resonate with that very specific message, the Tower and expect a miracle is definitely the same energy. I mean, this obviously is a little bit more violent, the image, because people are falling, the tower is broken, and like lightning and fire and everything like that. So it's very violent. But coupled with this expect a miracle with Mother Mary, have faith that your prayers have been heard and are being answered. That tells me that this tower situation is not as bad as you might think it is if we hadn't gotten this one. Okay? That tells me that there's something that's gonna be an awakening for you, something that's gonna give you this world moment, like, whoa, I finally made it. I figured out something that I've been wondering for a long time. And it might even come in the form of a miracle. Giving and receiving tells me that it could come from somebody. Somebody might say something that inspires you, something that kind of opens your eyes, something that suddenly clicks with you like no other. And it'll be in the form of somebody else. It's sort of like a guardian angel, sort of. The universe placing some kind of angel in your life in that specific moment to give you that message. With giving and receiving, because you've been putting out the intention. You've been giving the intention, you've been doing the work, you've been meditating or speaking your desires, you've been doing manifesting work. You know, you've been giving out your energy, your intention to receive this thing, and this is telling you that it's gonna happen. But with the easy does it, it says there is no need to hurry or force things to happen. Everything is occurring in perfect timing. So for those who pick stack 3 with the solar plexus, you're sort of wondering, like, when is it gonna come for me? It's been a while, I want to know the answers already. Like, can we please just move along with what I want? Can I please just get it? You know, if you have that sort of energy, this is telling you to transmute that into this energy, which is easy does it, you know, be patient. Because perfect timing is everything. That sort of relates as well to the base chakra, because the base chakra is a chakra about grounding. So when you're grounded, you're calm, you're worry-free, you understand that things take time, you're willing to be patient, you don't have fear for the future, you understand how it works, you understand how the world works, how survival works. So with easy does it in base chakra, that tells me that for those who pick stack 3, there's a need for you to ground yourself. I recommend just Googling how to ground. An example that I could give that really helped me is meditation. You know, you can just sit down, imagine roots growing from your base chakra and reaching to the center of the earth, or rather imagine a sort of light string. Light not as the weight, but light as in sunlight. You know, light particles. Basically, imagine that going to the center of the earth, and I guarantee you, if you're doing it correctly, you will feel yourself ground. If you haven't already touched on that sort of energy, hopefully you can understand what I'm saying. If you're not grounded, that means you experience anxiety, stress, worry, fear. You feel very shaky, you feel anxious all the time. So if that's you, then you need to ground yourself. Easy does it. If you're anxious, that's because you're paying too much attention to the future and what you lack. If you're anxious, that means you're worried that you're not going to have something or something's going to happen. You have fear. You're living in fear. But with Easy Does It and base chakra, with the world, that tells me like you need to release that anxiety. This is your time to release that anxiety, and this is your world moment here. You know, you have been giving a lot, and sometimes you feel like you're not receiving enough. But this is telling you, expect a miracle, because that time is coming. That cycle is happening for you. So it's all about being patient with Easy Does It. Hang in there, because that's going to happen. Mother Earth has your back here with Mawu. You are called to help with environmentalism. So I think with those who pick stack 3, and for those especially who resonate with that message of anxiety and feeling ungrounded somehow, basically feeling this tower energy constantly, and never-ending tower energy, which can be very exhausting. What I'm getting is that being of help to Mother Earth and protecting her, and delving, or rather pursuing environmentalism, can help you ground those energies and can help you find yourself. Because Mother Earth, she gives and gives and gives and gives and gives, and she's so generous. The world is so generous to us, so it's now time for her to receive, and that receiving can come from you. For those who really resonate with this environmental or this career message that is sort of coupled with this stack. And that kind of ties into the Lovers. It kind of ties into with the Lovers as well, because maybe your partner, your life partner, your soulmate, your twin flame, whatever you want to call it, is going to be passionate in that very thing, environmentalism. And perhaps you can connect with that person through environmentalism and through being vocal about Earth and the future of humanity and things like that. So that's very beautiful. It's interesting how I'm getting a really pronounced need for insight on a career, or like insight on the next step towards a person's dream career. That's what I'm getting. So somebody needed to hear that, and I hope that helped you. For those who pick stack 3, I kind of want to get another card actually. I don't know, I just feel like there's something else that wants to come out, something else that should be said. I hope you can actually hear me well, because my voice, it seems to be very light currently for some reason. I have the windows open, so if you're hearing the planes, that's because I kind of live next to the airport. Well, not really, but I live fairly close to it. See what else for those who pick stack 3. Expect a miracle and Easy Does It. These bottom 2 right cards. It's an energy of being humble. You're humble, but you're preparing to achieve what you want. You're preparing for the worst, but you're expecting the best. But you're humble and you're grounded and you have humility. You're grateful. That's the energy that I'm getting with these 2 cards. You're grateful to Earth, you're grateful for the world, you're grateful to life, And in that, you're going to have this sort of awakening happening where you're going to receive from the universe because you're grateful. Because you're doing the work, because your heart is really speaking loudly and clearly to the universe what you desire. And it's able to be so clear in that communication with the universe because you learn to ground yourself. And that grounding of those excess and unnecessary or stagnant, stale energy, and then releasing that back down to Mother Earth, your heart's desire is able to shine much brighter, if that makes sense. And this card just came out for you too. It's the Hermit, which is seek. Very interesting. Kind of the same energy, right? With the easy does it and expect a miracle. I mean, this woman or this girl here, she's feeling the magic of the world. She's feeling grateful. She's feeling honored to be a part of this experience. She's feeling grateful to Mother Earth. Do you know what I mean? Like, I hope that's coming through. And she's just, I'm getting a sense of like a sense of wonder, a sense of peace, but also excitement here. She's meditating, and these two birds are flying here, which is very synonymous with this lover's energy. So for those who pick stack 3, of course, you do have a desire to meet your divine counterpart. But this has to come first. You have to find that inner wisdom within, and easy does it. Because this is coming from you. I love the Tower energy. It just tells me that there's movement happening. There's movement that's going to happen. So if you're feeling stagnant or stuck in a rut somehow, this energy tells you, like, that's going to end. This world energy is going to come for you. This giving and receiving is going to come for you. But easy does it. Ground yourself. Expect a miracle. And do the inner work. Seek that truth within you. Seek that truth that wants to come out and express itself. Sorry, my voice got weird there for a second. But, you know, it might be for a very specific individual, if not for a very specific few. Your message here, if you had a question about career kind of lingering in the back of your mind, it might have something to do with environmentalism. So it depends really what kind of mind you have, but that can come in the form of many things, actually. It could be engineering, it could be art, product design, anything really, architecture even. So it just depends what your passion is, what you like, what your talents are, what your God-given talents are, rather. Okay, so I hope that gave you the messages that you needed. Thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in doing a personal reading, something more tailored to you and specific to you and your situation, the description for that will be below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next reading.